All right, this is your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned is true from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwath that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled, The Most High is Giving Us a Ruler Class Mentality. Now I got aspired to do this lesson because, I was just meditating, just thinking about a lot of things that's going on and everything like that. And of course, I'm just thinking about, growing within the spirit. And at the end of the day, we in this flesh, we in this world and everything like that. And the thing about this truth, and when you come into this truth, is you start to grow, you start to change. You put off the old man and you put on the new man, meaning you're renewed within the spirit. You start to maneuver differently in this world because now your eyes and your ears are open to who you really are and to what's getting ready to come and for what the Most High is setting us up for. All right, if we're part of the elect. Okay. And one of the main things was that I was meditating on was, the new bodies that we're going to get, and then I was looking at, of course, thinking about Esau with him being in these manager positions and them being in a power seat as far as the government and, the elite banking families and so forth and so on. I'm just thinking about all these different people that's in these power seats. And I'm just like, man, this is going to be us soon, but only on the right hand side. And this is one of the reasons why, the Most High, have us go through these different situations. So then we can do what? We can judge correctly within the kingdom of heaven. Because at the end of the day, the elect is going to be the governing body, and they're going to judge the tribe of Israel, and they're going to judge the heathen nations. All right. They're going to be at the table with Yahweh Shai and King David and with the 12 apostles and so forth and so on, man. And so at the end of the day, I'm just like, man, this is a thing where we have to really think about that. Because right now, this is what we're doing. We're growing within the spirit so then we can judge correctly and we can be renewed within the spirit and we can attack certain situations the correct way. All right. And as you see on this screen, we're going to be kings, man. We're going to be kings and we're going to be kings and we're going to be gods, man. And we're going to be rulers of the earth, rulers of the universe, rulers of different planets, galaxies, so forth and so on, man. So the way that we think now has to pass away, as far as, if you in the world, I mean, right now, if you're in this truth, you're trying to grow, you're trying to keep growing and keep growing and keep growing within the spirit. So then you can hopefully be part of the elect. But at the end of the day, man, we're being prepared to have this ruler class mentality. So when there's certain things that come up as far as, us inheriting the heathen, possessing them, slavery is going to happen, us having multiple wives, having a lot of children, and everything like that, man, you really got to think about it and be like, man, we're going to be in a position where we're going to have to take charge of a lot of things, man. And one of the things that I just thought about as well, my brother Sahar, he said one time, he was like, yeah, in the kingdom of heaven, Esau's definitely going to receive his judgment double, like the scriptures say. But he was like, man, every day is not just going to be about going out there and whooping Esau's ass. He was like, man, this is going to be kind of like, this is going to be like a business. We're going to make sure he goes out there and work because they have to build up the kingdom of heaven. And, when you think about Esau right now within his power position, he's sitting down at his desk or in his chair or whatever at the top of the highest building and everything like that, and he's looking at everything that's going on. He's making sure everything is ran perfectly as far as the way that he want to run everything. And that's the same way that we're going to be, only on the right hand side, man. So at the end of the day, we have to really grow within that type of spirit and realize what the Most High has given us, man, because this is who we're going to be. The kingdom is going to be like a forever long vacation and everything like that. But at the end of the day, man, we're going to be ruling the earth. We're going to be making sure that everything is ran correctly through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So let's get Let's get Romans. Let's start off with Romans 15 and 2. So this is Romans chapter 15, verse 2. And it says, let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. For even Hamashiach Yahushai pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. All right, so these scriptures that we're reading right now, they were written for our learning. These different situations that happen with these different powerful men. King David, King Solomon, Yahushai, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Ezra, Daniel, so forth and so on, man. Jonah, Job, the list goes on and on. These different stories was written for our learning because these were the things that they actually went through and they were written down for us. You get to see and read about these different experiences and how they handle certain situations and what got them in a position in the first place. They made mistakes or they sinned. So this is what the Most High judged them with in certain situations, or they had faith within Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and this is what got them in great situations, And so these scriptures were written for our learning, man. So then we can realize these scriptures, we can recognize these scriptures, I should say, and then we could be like, man, look at the way that they attacked this situation. That was a good move, and that's what we should be meditating on, man, because that's what we're going through right now, man. When you walk outside and everything like that, you get to actually judge the people, because it is written that we can judge. Jake don't like to acknowledge that, the Jake that's in the world. They always say, oh no, only God can judge me. No. It's literally a book called Judges. And and it's a whole lot of different examples in the scriptures where different men were judging the tribes of Israel. All right. So at the end of the day, when you walk outside, you can look at certain things that Jake is doing and you can tell if they're doing right or they're doing wrong. That's the first steps. One of the first steps of you growing into that ruler class mentality, because now you can tell them, no, you're doing wrong. You need to do this. You need to do that. It's like the scriptures say, before you judge somebody, you got to take the beam or take the mote out of your eye before you can tell somebody else. So right now we're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're doing what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua told us to do as to our best abilities. And this is helping us grow within the spirit so we can be prepared for the kingdom, man. So let's get 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. This is 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. It says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. See, we put away childish things, man, because when you're a child, you're learning, you're soaking in life. You're just a big sponge and you're taking in everything that you see and everything that you hear. And now, you have to realize that when you come into this truth, you have to be born again within the spirit. So you're like a newborn babe again. That's why the scriptures say, take in the milk first, and then later, once you grow within this thing, then you can start learning the scriptures as far as the meat goes. All right. So right now, man, we put away childish things, man. We don't do things according to the world. We don't do things according to the way people feel like it's correct. We do things according to what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua said. All right. Because at the end of the day, we will be gods, we will be lords, we will be kings / priests. Okay. So we put away childish things, man, meaning that we don't stay on a bottom level this whole time, man. The longer and longer that you stay within this truth, that's the more and more you should be able to grow as a man. Okay, you put away emotions, you put away certain things, man, and you bring out the 100% truth, no matter what people feel about it or how people feel about it, I should say. All right. Verse 12, it says, for now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. So at the end of the day, man, we do these things because we have hope that we're going to be part of the elect, man. We have hope that as long as we keep doing what these scriptures tell us to do, we feel like we can be part of the elect, man, because, I believe it's in the book of Hebrews where it gives you the different examples of the great men that have faith. You know, it tells you about Enoch. It tells you about Moses and so forth and so on, man. It tells you about all these different people who had the faith in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, and they never came out at the bottom. And, you know, and the thing is, this put them in a position where they are recognized as one of the great men of the Lord. And that's what we're working on right now, man. We're trying to be one of the great men of the Lord, man. We're not trying to be of this world. So we're putting away childish things. We're putting away the old man. We're putting on a new one, being renewed within the spirit. Because at the end of the day, if we are part of the elect, yeah, man, we got to get ready to what? Govern the world, man. Okay. So let's get Psalms. Let's get Psalms 51 and 1. This is Psalms 51, chapter 51, verse 1. It says, have mercy upon me, O power, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. That's one of the things that we have to do within this truth too, man. We always have to look in the mirror and acknowledge if we went off, man. You know, you can't be proud within this truth. You got to look at yourself and be like, look, if you know if you made a mistake or not, you know, and you know if you've been going off and everything like that. If you're really sincere and serious about this thing, you'll look at yourself in the mirror and you'll change for the better. And you'll lead as an example for the people that's new coming in. Okay. And this is what we do. We acknowledge our transgressions. We acknowledge the things that we do wrong so we can what? Keep growing, man. Because if you become proud and you feel like you just don't need any type of backlash, you don't need any type of rebuke, then you know you pretty much keep yourself at a low level, because now you looking at yourself as you above other people, and that's never the case, man. We're supposed to be humble at all times. Verse 4, it says, against thee only have I sinned and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. See? So this is what King David was saying. Let's read it again. It says, against thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. So when the Most High looks at us and he sees what we've been doing as far as us going off, he has a clear mind of how the punishment should go for that certain individual, man. He has a clear mind of what should happen in their future, what should happen in their next life when they come back, what should happen to them right there and then. Because why? Because he's in that position of power, man. He's in that position of power to the point where he looks and be like, no, this should happen in order for this person to learn, in order for this person to grow. Okay, just like when your parents put you on timeout, give you a whooping or whatever the case may be, it's for you to learn and for you to never do it again, man. It's the same way with the Most High, but only thing is with the Most High, it's on a greater level. It's not just a thing where we finna get a whooping, and we definitely not finna be put on timeout. This is a God dealing with his people. Remember that. So he does things as far as, look, okay, this is what you wanted to do. All right, well, I'm gonna put you into slavery. All right, well, when you come back in your next life, I'm going to make sure you're a drug dealer. I'll make sure you get shot up at a certain time of the day or a year or whatever the case may be. I'm going to make sure you homeless. I'm going to make sure you this. I'm going to make sure you're that. That way you can experience your punishment. You can experience this. And then by the time, you know, you come back to the spirit world, you can understand. But now we get to the point where the kingdom is coming. And like I said, man, we realizing and seeing these different things happening to these different people. And we learn through the scriptures how to judge situations. We don't just look at situations like if a black person got murdered by the cops, it's automatically the cops' fault. No, man. Now we analyze who this person is. Man, this person, was on the block. He was selling weed. He was selling crack. He was a dope boy. He was a gangster. He was shooting up people or whatever. He got caught. This was judgment coming from the Most High. We don't look at it the way that Jake in the world look at it, man. Jake in the world will automatically be like, man, fuck the police, this and that, to go start rioting and everything like that. We don't do that, man. We look at the whole matter. And like I said, that is a step into you receiving that ruler class mentality, man. Because like I said, now you get to judge situations the way they're supposed to be judged. Okay. Verse 5, it says, behold, I was shapen in iniquity. See, I was shapen in iniquity, and it said that my mother conceived. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O power, and renew a right spirit within me. So this is what we waiting for, man. We're waiting for a clean heart. We waiting for that new spirit. We waiting for those new bodies, because once we get into those new bodies, we get to do everything perfectly, because the laws will be written in our inward parts. So this is one of the ways where we're going to be able to govern the whole earth, man, because we're going to have all of this knowledge and wisdom. The Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is going to give us, he's going to open our whole brain, man. We're going to have the full capacity of how to think, how to manage, how to move, okay? We're going to look at every single situation and instantly just know what to do, man. And this is what we're working at right now in this flesh. That's powerful, man. We're working towards that in this flesh right now. That's why, we're rehearsing the righteous acts, because we're getting to that point where we don't maneuver like everybody else in the world, man. We got our eyes and our ears open. We stay away from certain situations. We do things according to the way the Lord told us to do it. All right. This is Zechariah 14 and 16. This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16. And it says, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. So at the end of the day, even the heathen nations are going to have to learn our ways. Who's going to teach them that, man? We are the elect, if we're part of the elect. But we know that the elect is going to teach these heathen nations. They're going to follow the commandments, statutes, and laws, man. That's ruler class mentality right there. Just like Esau taught us his ways. He taught us to go off and eat pork, go to school, go to college, do this and do that, and you'll become successful. He even taught certain people behind the scenes, like, yeah, if you become a Freemason and keep secrets, you can sell your soul. You could become popular and famous. You don't have to worry about anything for life. We'll give you everything as long as you do what I told you to do. All right. And this is one of the ways that Esau has, came up the way that he did, because he has deceived the people. All right. Like I said, he does everything on the left hand side. But now you got to realize the elect is going to do things on the right hand side, man. So the elect is going to teach these heathen nations the commandments, statutes, and laws. And they're going to keep the high holy days, man. Like I said, who's going to teach them that? The elect. And Lord willing, we are part of that, man. So in order for these other people to understand life, we got to teach it to them. Meaning, hey, we got to, let them know what it is. And that's what we're doing right now, man. We're growing within the spirit. So then it's going to be kind of like a level up thing. We keep growing and growing and growing within the spirit right now in this flesh, to the point where the Most High looks at us and be like, you know what? You worthy enough to level up to that body. Now you can receive this new body. You part of the elect. You part of the 144,000. Let's go. I believe in you. I see that you have faith within me and my son. Let's go. You made it, man. Go govern the earth. Go, receive your crown. Even though, Yahushua himself is going to give the elect, each one of the elect, a crown, man. That's ruler right there, man. We're going to be kings, man, sitting on thrones, scepters. A scepter is an instrument of power. It's a representation of power, rulership. Okay. When you sit down in that chair, man, you hold that scepter, man. People look at you. They be like, man, you don't want to mess with him. You want to honor him. You want to make sure he's good at all times. Because if not, guess what? He gonna come at you. That's what we coming into, man. It's gonna be beautiful times, man. Beautiful. Let's get Baruch. Let's get Baruch 3 and 30. Or let's start at 26. It says, there were the giants famous from the beginning. This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 26. It says, there were the giants famous from the beginning, that were of so great stature and so expert in war. Those did not the Lord choose, neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them. But they were destroyed because they had no wisdom, and perished through their own foolishness. Who have gone up into heaven and taken her, and brought her down from the clouds? Who have gone over the sea and found her, and will bring her for pure gold. No man knoweth her way, nor thinketh of her path, but he that knoweth all things knoweth her, and found her out with his understanding. He that prepared the earth for evermore hath filled it with four-footed beasts. He that sendeth forth light, and it goeth, calleth it again, and it obeyeth him with fear. Salakia. The stars shine in their watches, and rejoice when he calleth them. They say, Here we be. And so with cheerfulness they show light unto him that made them. This is our power, and there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved. Afterward did he show himself upon earth and converse with men. So at the end of the day, the Most High, Yahweh by Simeon is going to give Jacob, Israel, this wisdom, man. He's going to give us all kind of wisdom, man. He's going to open our brains up. We're going to be open up to everything, man. We're going to know a lot of things, man. That's, like I said, that's just like the icing on the cake for you to just rule everything, man. Because when you can't come at somebody who has a lot of wisdom, man. You know, when you try to talk to somebody, you try to outsmart them or whatever, and you realize that person is on a whole nother level, you're going to feel shitty, man. It ain't going to be nothing you can do against that person because of the smarts that he has. We're going to have those smarts, man. We're going to have all of that wisdom. As you can see, he's only going to give it to Israelites. So that's another cut right there for everybody to always say, oh man, the Lord is here for everybody. No, man, he's only here for Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And right now he's only here for the elect. So at the end of the day, this is what we're hoping for, man. We're hoping for that wisdom, because we obey him with what? We obey him with fear. We fear the Most High. All right. And that's one of the things too that we always push, is that fear. When you fear, man, like I said, it puts you into your place, man. You start to do things differently because you worry, or you think about what might happen to you if you don't follow orders. Okay. And like I said, if you have that fear, you're going to follow orders. So if you follow orders because you have that fear of what? The Lord, Yahweh by Simeon, you best believe these heathen nations are going to fear you, because you're going to be above them. So they're going to follow orders as well, man. So you're going to rule over them, man, because they're going to fear you. Okay. Hey, the scriptures say we're going to meditate terror. That's a whole nother subject. But, you know, at the same time, man, these heathen nations, they're going to fear us in the kingdom, man. And they're going to fear us. And that's going to make them follow the commandments, statutes, and laws, man. They're going to fall in line, man. Because why? Because we're going to rule, man. We're going to rule. We're going to bring in our new world order. This is what's going to happen, man. The new world order of the kingdom of heaven. The commandments, statutes, and laws are going to be well and alive, man. All right. Let's get Psalms again. Let's get Psalms 2 and 8. And it says, Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise, therefore, O ye kings. Be instructed, you judges of the earth. Serve the Lord, there it is again, with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. So this is another thing, man. All right. You can't be emotional when it comes to you ruling these heathen nations, man. When that day comes, you can't be walking in front of Esau and being afraid to smack him upside the face with that staff, man, with that rod of iron. That's not having a ruler class mentality, man. We're going to have to put them in check, man, for everything that they have done to us over the centuries. Okay. They got to pay for a lot of things, man. A lot of things, not just even American captivity. They have to pay for things that happened way before we even came over here. Okay. And it says, that's why it says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the othermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. When Esau get out of line, and when it's his time to, receive his punishment, hey man, you gotta be a man. You gotta be like, nope. Like the scriptures say, He that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. So we're gonna be the Most High's killing instruments in the kingdom, man. It's gonna be a lot of Edomites that's gonna be dropping dead. Best believe, because they're gonna receive it double. But at the same time, we're gonna make sure that they're put to work and they're doing everything that they're supposed to do to build up what? Our kingdom, man. We're gonna make sure that they build up our kingdom. They making sure we're gonna make sure that they do what they're supposed to do for us, man. For us. We ain't gonna be, pussyfooting around talking about, it's okay. I'm gonna let up on you today. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do that. Let's make sure you show up for work tomorrow, like they be doing on this side or whatever, man. Fuck all that, man. No, man. We gonna make sure that everything is in order. There will be order in the kingdom of heaven, man. Yeah, like I said, it's gonna be fun for us. It's finally gonna be our rest, which is what we're looking forward to. But at the end of the day, man, we're gonna be in this position where we're gonna have to be like, look, man, no, we sitting on thrones, man. We got this earth. We got to build this earth back up. We're gonna make sure that they get the air back clean. We're gonna make sure that they get the water back clean. The food grows correctly. We're gonna make sure that they keep the land Sabbath, so forth and so on, man. Everything's gonna be ran perfectly through the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So let's get one more scripture, then we're gonna close it. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. And it says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." This is speaking of Yahweh Shai. What is a counselor, man? A counselor is somebody that gives advice, guidance. All right. That's one of the things that we're going to do as well, man. We're going to, guide everything within the correct way, man, under Yahweh Shai. Verse 7, it says, "Of the increase of his government," of the increase. See that? The only way you can make, this place get even better and better is you got to rule it. You got to make sure everything goes according to plan, man. And it will be. The kingdom of heaven is always going to get better and better and better and better and better. All right. "Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it." See that? To order it and to establish it. See, with judgment and with justice. See, from henceforth, even forever, the zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Okay. So at the end of the day, we're going to establish the kingdom of heaven with judgment and with justice. We're going to make sure that the Israelites receive justice, man. We're not going to get justice on this side. We understand that. We're going to wait for the Lord to come back to bring justice. And then after that, we're going to judge these heathen nations for what they did unto us and for everything. The food that they've been feeding us, the blood they have shedded, the rape, the robbery, the tears, everything, man. We're going to judge and we're going to get justice, man. That's one of the ways that we're going to be ruling, man. Just like when you go to court now, you got to go in front of what? The judge. And he pretty much has your life in his hands. Okay? That's how it's going to be, man. Their lives are going to be in our hands. All right? And so at the end of the day, we're going to have to make the correct decisions all the time. And we will, man, because we're going to be in those new bodies and we're going to be able to think clearly, the clearest of all time, man. All right? And this is going to, like I said, this is going to put us in that ruler class mentality. And we're going to be royal people, man. We really going to be kings. All right. We're going to be sent upon these thrones with the scepters. And we're going to be chilling, man. We're going to be chilling. But at the same time, we're going to take care of business. And of course, first and foremost, we always going to please and love Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. We're going to follow him, follow his commandments, statutes, and laws. Make sure we keep the high holy days, the Sabbath days, the new moons, so forth and so on, man. We're going to celebrate the new high holy day that's coming from us being delivered out of America. All of that, man. So at the end of the day, this is what's coming for us, man. This is why, we meditate within the scriptures day in and day out, man, day in and day out, because we're growing, man. We're growing and getting to that point where we're ready to be kings, man. We're ready to be the governing body of Yasharallah. All right. So, hey, I hope this is edifying, man. This is just a thing that was just on my mind because, like I said, when you look at Esau right now, man, you just look at him the way that he does things. You just like, man, can't wait until we get our turn to show him what we made of, Can't wait for, we get to the chance where we can finally sit in that righteous seat and just bring peace upon earth, because that's what it's going to be, man. All right, so I hope this is edifying. So with that, I'm going to say, call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rikakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned is true from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the aquas that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazah, I'll be back on another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.